It's time you finally understand what it is that my husband and I do, and on the other side, what I specialize in.
Before I go into greater detail about the two things that my husband and I do, well, the recycling part is something that we both do for Minnesotans, and then the networking teachings is something that I personally do. But before I get into that, I want to thank my newest sponsor, Nicholas Cook from Hortologic, a really cool plant watering device that you attach a plastic bottle to. So look up horto-logic.com and you'll see what Nicholas Cook has invented. Really, really cool if you have a hard time making sure that your plants don't go thirsty. Now back to what I was going to talk to you about.
When I say don't trash your business, contact me or contact us, part of it is that we do electronics recycling. We are consultants in electronics recycling for businesses, meaning even if we don't take what you have as a solopreneur or as a large company, we will be able to tell you who does take it. And we provide a certificate of drive destruction, so you know that your data is done with and will not be found by anybody else. Some companies need to have a record of this. If they're big enough, then they know the whole deal. Many companies have no clue what to do with their e-waste, like their computers, their laptops, their phones, etc. So Ecycle Solutions Network takes care of that in Minnesota for businesses. Really important for you to know to not trash those items because they have asset tags which identify the person using the computer, and then you get a fine for it. You don't want to pollute, you don't want to get those heavy metals into the landfill and then into your drinking water, etc. So that's the first portion of the don't trash your business, contact us. The second part of it is that I love teaching networking, like business networking, because you don't want to trash your business. There's the door. You don't want it to throw it out the door just because things aren't going right. So before you feel like chucking your business because you haven't gotten great results from networking, you contact me. I call myself the networking doctor. I can teach you some networking tricks in Spanish, German, Hungarian, English, etc. Well, those are the languages. Because there are some universal aspects of networking that everybody needs to know. And I have been a networking coach for a couple of years, and I was chosen by the largest organization, the networking organization in the world, and was chosen as the best in the region, the largest region in the world, to teach networking. That was a couple of years ago, and I just realized how much it's needed, how badly it's needed. What aspects of networking, anyway? Oh, there's so many. Oh my gosh. I mean, where do I start? That's the thing. There is the contacting people, like cold contacting people. There's a whole art to it, and I enjoy doing it. It's not what you necessarily start with to grow your business, but at some point you need to, because you can't completely rely on referrals all the time. And it's like you balance your investment of time, investment of resources. Do a little bit like this, a little bit like that to get new clients. Don't expect referrals to be the only way you find clients. Right, so that's one thing. The other thing I absolutely love doing for business owners is doing interviews with them on my YouTube channel. They're raw, they're real. It's not a stuffy office atmosphere. It's just, it might even be in my car. But I make up the questions, and there's usually one or two zingers that the interviewed doesn't know about. So it's kind of fun, slightly improvised. But it's a great way to build a bond, and it is a great way to expand your circle and have people listen and go, I didn't know that they existed. Oh my gosh, I want to do business with them. I love learning more about business owners and want to do what I can to support them. Because maybe you're not meant to work for somebody else. I know I'm not. It's just tried and tried and tried. And I just I am better at going the direct route when I need an answer. So consider an interview with me. The other aspect is how to have conversations with other business owners when you're at an event, because it can get really boring to be constantly saying, oh, what do you do? Oh, what do you do? And you start to feel really fake after a while. I figured out some, not formulas, but ways to get around that, to really have fun while you're networking. And the truth is that, let me tell you a little secret here, anything that you do with one other person at least can be considered networking. When you're helping someone else and possibly they're trying to help you, it's just a way of building relationships, is really what it is. And I actually prefer less formal situations, but I can tell you more about that as we go into it one on one. I can teach it in classes. I have done videos in my YouTube channel, the Lily channel. That's Lili channel, and also on my newest podcast station, Snippets for Business Networking Success. It's so new that I had to think about the title. But people are always astounded. Business owners are always astounded by my ideas for how to find clients, for how to turn a situation into a, for lack of a better word, lucrative situation, how to turn an everyday situation into a business opportunity, basically. It's a lot of fun. And it's just a matter of a different perspective on life. And most people don't have that. I just am constantly looking for, that's awesome. Looking for people's needs. I mean, it's like a puzzle piece for me. And you deal with interruptions either way. I mean, I teach improv, so you just go with the flow. What if someone interrupts a conversation you're having, and how do you handle that? I teach you what people want the most, and once you give it to them, they're yours. I mean, you can influence their life for the better. So if you ever have a question as to what do I say to introduce my product or service when I'm in a group, or how do I approach a person, what questions do I ask to figure out what they need, what am I doing wrong? And some would say, oh, I could just check on AI for how to say something. Yes. However, AI is not going to read your body language as well as I will. And at least 80% of communication is body language. It's not what you say, it's how your body moves and your face moves when you're saying it. I have helped people in network marketing as well as classic businesses, whether they had to change their verbiage or they had to stand differently when they talked. I've made so many mistakes. That's how I've learned. I mean, I have shut people off by accident. It's crazy. But that's the essence of what I'm teaching. Not crazy, but how to be a better networker and the very many aspects of it. So don't quit your business. Don't chuck it out the door. Contact me. You can put your questions below in the comment section if you'd like to know what else I can do for you. But let's at least chat and bring out the networking doctor to help you out. All right? Thanks for listening.